Hey fam, and welcome back to Live Like Low. This is Low, and we're doing channel messages today, so I hope that you enjoy these messages. So today I'm reading out my book, and I'm also going to elaborate on the messages that I've received. These messages were given to me a few months ago, back in March, on 3/3/23. I think I got that day like a total of 10. So that was to put out over a certain period of time. So some of these I put out on TikTok, and others of these I haven't put out yet. So today's message is going to be from source. And this message is going to be more so dealing with those of you who have underlying biblical or Christian, like spiritual Christian, new thought ways of stepping into spirituality. Just to throw this in, it was very indicative that I said this video is for a certain select few people who are very spiritual, are very much in the spiritual community, but may also either go to church or listen to other prophetic messages from source, and that's how you get your messages from source, predominantly from people who give prophetic messages. So I hope that this finds you and that it resonates with you. At first, when I first got this message, I was like, guys, I'm probably the wrong person to do it. And they're like, no, you're not. So I channeled this message directly from source. I was sitting out on my deck, and that's usually where I commune with source. So I hope that you enjoy this message. I did receive a verse. So for those of you this resonates with, the verse Romans 2 verse 27. So hopefully go look that up. That might be a message for you. Now, when I read it, I read the following 3 verses, if I remember correctly. So definitely read those 3. So it'll be verse 27, 28, 29, and 30. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, but you go read that verse, and if you feel like you want to continue reading, do so. Okay, so let's get into it. By no creed, race, or color shall I judge thee. For I know you in all light, and no darkness. For darkness is not you, but the veil of confusion you claim to be salvation. You dare quote holy word from unholy lips. Your vessel is not my temple. You deem my voice unholy, demonic. What is this word? I am all things. My law is thine. Should you speak of me and call it holy, but you hear, feel, and sense my word blasphemous, to think such a thing and move against my divine law, I do not know you. Step into the light, should you be so holy. Tell me your name and walk through the flame. Scared are you to know me. Close thine lips, for you speak folly. Bliss cover your eyes, and binds thine ears. Seek me, and you shall find me. Yet you do not claim to know me, If you have never seeked me, should you have found and turned your back on me, then you have chosen ignorance. That is not good. So when I first received this message, I thought, like, this is negative, right? And I was asking Source, what does this mean? And the reason why I didn't give this message at first was because I needed to mull over it. And I needed to speak to Spirit more about it. And I'm just going to ask that Source speak clearly through me to deliver the confirmations and the rest of this message to you now. But what I received from Spirit was this. You cannot have one foot in a closed mind and another foot in an open mind. You must choose. Many of you have chosen to stay closed while appearing open. When Source says, you do not know me, I do not know you, what it means is that Source cannot see you. You are shrouded in the veil of darkness, the veil of ignorance. And it does not mean that Source is angry with you. But what it does mean is, should you choose to step into the light, to come into being more open and more open-minded, you will know more of Source itself. And you will be able to convey that message and hear Source in a different way than you did before. But you have to open your mind. A lot of your limiting beliefs that stop you from connecting with Source in a total way has a lot to do with your viewpoints on how the world is, but these isms are made up. They are not real. They are used in a religious context to keep people in that context, and they are subscribed to that certain worldview. And when you're breaking out of that worldview, you're also breaking out of a deep inner knowing of knowing that something isn't true, but having believed it for so long. When you break out of that, it's going to feel like you're doing something wrong, but you're not. I'm also hearing the first part where it was like blasphemous lips, like not, Spirit wants me to like quote it correctly. So it says, by no creed, race, or color I shall judge thee. Spirit wants you to know that I don't care. Spirit does not care. God does not care what you do, who you are, where you come from, what religion, what modality you practice, because Source is in all of those things. And so stop judging yourself for being drawn to where you are meant to be, to look, to find, or to search in an area for Source. The point is to seek Source. The point is to seek God, right? And if you have never sought God, then you will not know God for real. But to speak as if you know God for real, but you have never sought God in earnest, total truth, then are you a true seeker? Do you truly know? Or are you speaking from a place of veiled knowing? When Source says, I do not know you, Source cannot see you. It's been a while since you've emanated in your light. Your light doesn't shine like it used to. And it's partially because you subscribed to what makes other people around you feel comfortable. Spirit wants you to take yourself out of that box. It is a painful box for you to be in, and it's annoying. And it's almost suffocating to you, but you've gotten so used to being in the box that you now are your own prison guard. You now are your own gatekeeper. You now are the only person holding you there. You. And Spirit says, take my hand. Take it. We're getting out of the box. And if you are so holy, step out the box and seek me. Seek to know God. Seek to know God in its fullness and not just in the construct of what man made so that the mind could understand God. God is much more than what, even in a biblical sense, God is portrayed to be. Even that God of the Bible is only a finite, small fraction of an emanation of the God that is. And when you open your mind and you truly seek God in its most truest form, in its most expansive form, you will never know in this human life the full admiration, the full knowing of God throughout all time and space. But you can know a lot more than you do now. And it will not feel as trapped as it did before. Source really wants you to break away from this, to stop calling things demonic because of old patterned thinking. Demons are emanations of God, but emanations of the dark, feminine God. What does that mean? When God, all consciousness, all things, created divine masculine and divine feminine. Divine feminine is dark. It is the shadow that the light casts. Divine masculine is bright. It is the light which emanates all. And through that balance, that yin and yang, they both shine, but different. The darkness, which is negative, is absence of light. Divine feminine darkness is darkness which shines bright. Whereas there is darkness in the light, but it is light without intelligence. It is light without the masculine elevation of frequency. Therefore, it is brightness. It is elevation with confusion. There is always something that is not fully in alignment, but is still an emanation. And you need to understand that in this now moment, there is no such thing as demonic. There is only different ways to experience God. If those ways do not resonate with you, it is perfectly fine. But to take it upon yourself to tell people or to teach a way and to judge something which you do not understand, that in itself is not out of the even finite vibration of God. When people a long time ago killed for God, they said, "We do this in God's name." But why? When God is all creation, why do you do that? You do that for your own egoic gain, not for the elevation of the self, not for the elevation of others. Spirit would like you to see wherein you are not operating within your own divine light in which Source emanates through you. Source would like to know you more, to experience you more. But in order to do that, you, yourself, have to seek Source and be willing to be seen and not be afraid. And you may say you're not afraid, but only God knows your heart. God knows what you said. God knows what you say when you're alone at night. God knows what you say when you pray and you wish and you hope and you manifest and you dream. God knows what's inside your heart. And this message is for that you. It's time to grow. And your soul is screaming for a release. Screaming to be free. Screaming to just taste even a little more of what Source could give to you here on earth. After death, there is no heaven and there is no hell. There is only Source. There is only waking up into the understanding that you are. And that you are just here to experience more. And you can go back. And then you could come back. And go wherever you want to go. And incarnate wherever you want to. And then go back. And hang out in the many mansions. In the millions of high mansions. In the place that is where Source is. But is before Source. That is all love that has ever been created through all time and all space. Stop taking everything so seriously and start thinking from the heart. I hope this message has resonated with you. And I hope that you've received it well. Not everyone will, but if it was meant for you, it sat right in the pocket that it needed to and adjusted something that you've long been battling with. And Spirit says, it's fine wherever you are, but you need to be more open so that you can receive what you're asking for. Many of you are asking for revelation, but the revelation in which you're asking cannot come with the mind that is full and closed. Open your mind and be open to the revelation that you seek, because God is everywhere. It can come through anyone, anybody, anytime, from anywhere, even you. So, I love you. I hope you're well. And if you guys haven't already, please go check out my light language song. It's called Melchizedek 3, and it's pretty much everywhere. My artist name is The Alchemical Oracle. I hope that you guys have a good day, and I encourage you to maybe sit and meditate and commune with Source and take your time with it. God has a lot to unpack, but it's not just unpacking that's there, it's also the internal understanding of how to approach openness and freeness. Some of you have never been free, and some of you, no one in your family has ever been free from the constructs that bind you, and it will hold you until you break it, and you've been the one called to break it. So don't be afraid of being different. Be afraid of being the same as everyone else, never knowing what God blessed you with to make you different, beautiful, wonderful, and yourself that is unique and unlike anyone else. I hope that you enjoy this message. I love you, and have a great day. Bye.